There are places on Earth that exist in locations so extraordinary that people wonder whether they truly belong to this world. A structure clinging to a cliff face high above empty space. A fortress hidden deep within a mountain. And a town buried beneath desert sand as though it had never existed. Amid clouds drifting across the mountain slopes of Flores Island, cone-shaped rooftops emerge from a deep green valley. Separated from modern cities and roads, this place feels like a fragment of memory preserved from Indonesia centuries ago. To reach Wae Rebo, visitors must hike for several hours through mountainous forests. It is this isolation that has allowed the village to maintain its traditional way of life across generations. At the heart of the community stand the baranyang houses, with towering thatched roofs reaching heights of approximately 15 meters. This unique architecture has existed for hundreds of years and has become a cultural symbol of the Manggarai people. Inside each house, multiple families live together under a single roof. While the modern world increasingly values privacy, life here continues to revolve around community bonds and customs passed down from ancestors. Most remarkable of all, Wae Rebo is not a museum or a historical reconstruction. It remains a living village, inhabited every day, where centuries-old traditions continue to exist in the 21st century. As clouds close in around the valley, Wae Rebo gradually disappears from view. But life behind those rooftops continues, just as it did long before the modern world appeared. Amid the ancient limestone mountains of northern Vietnam, a river quietly winds through valleys shaped by stone and time. From the water, the landscape feels like a world gradually revealing itself around every bend. Tam Coc lies within a karst landscape formed over millions of years, where water has slowly eroded limestone to create the steep cliffs and valleys that define the region of Ninh Binh. At the heart of this landscape flows the No Dong River. Rather than winding around the mountains, the river passes directly through them, carrying small boats through three natural caves that gave Tam Coc its name, meaning three caves. dark stone arches, still waters, and surrounding mountain ranges create the feeling of traveling deeper into a world separated from the pace of modern life. Yet the most remarkable aspect of this landscape is that it cannot be seen all at once. Each bend in the river conceals a different part of the world ahead, making Tam Coc feel like a story that nature reveals one chapter at a time. As the boat disappears behind the final limestone cliffs, the feeling that remains is not that you have seen everything. Rather, it is the sense of having just left a place that still keeps a few secrets of its own. In the early mornings of central Myanmar, there are moments when the horizon reveals a sight so unusual that it seems like a mirage. From a plain stretching to the edge of the horizon, a massive rock pillar rises alone from the vast landscape. At its summit, small golden pagodas shimmer in the sunlight, as though they belong to another world. Mount Popa was formed by ancient volcanic activity hundreds of thousands of years ago. Over time, nature left behind Tam Coc, the steep volcanic plug that has become the most striking landmark in the region. To reach the temple complex above, visitors must climb hundreds of steps that wind up slopes that are nearly vertical. Yet from the summit, the most astonishing sight is not the temples themselves. It is the feeling that they exist among the clouds, completely separated from the world spread out below. As evening light slowly settles across the plain, the small towers atop the rock begin to fade into the golden colors of sunset. And in that moment, Mount Popa feels less like a destination on a map and more like a place preserved from the ancient stories of Myanmar. Off the coast of Yemen, amid the vast Arabian Sea, Socotra lies isolated like a world of its own, existing beyond the rhythm of modern life. Stretching roughly 50 miles in length, the island appears with arid mountain, white cliffs, and pale beaches surrounding forests of unusual shapes. From the very first glance, Socotra feels like time moves more slowly. Millions of years of isolation allowed the ecosystem here to evolve along a separate path. Nearly one-third plant species exist nowhere else on Earth. They have adapted to heat, sea salt, and long dry seasons among valleys, and plateaus. Most striking is the dragon blood tree, a species with a broad shaped like a giant umbrella standing across the barren land. Its red resin once traveled through ancient trade routes. As sunset spreads across the island, these strange a scene that feels both silent and unfamiliar. Deeper inland, bottle trees store water within their swollen trunks to survive drought. Limestone caves and barren plateaus make every journey feel slower, as though stepping into a place forgotten by the world. Socotra, that rare places still exist on Earth, where nature continues to evolve according to its own rules. Rising nearly 9,200 feet above sea level, a massive cliff suddenly towers above the rainforests of South America. White clouds continuously spill over its edges, concealing the vast plateau that lies above. But Mount Roraima is not an ordinary mountain. It is a tepuy, an ancient tabletop mountain formed from sandstone nearly 2 billion years old, belonging to some of the oldest geological formations on Earth. What makes this place truly remarkable is its isolation. Towering cliffs thousands of feet high have separated the summit from the land below for so long that many of its plants and animals exist nowhere else on Earth. At the top lies an entirely different world. Dark pools, strange rock formations, and unique vegetation stretch beneath clouds that seem to linger throughout the year. Every step carries the feeling of exploring a land that has not been fully discovered, and that is the most astonishing thing about this place. For millions of years, an entire ecosystem has evolved on that summit, almost completely isolated from the rest of the world. The clouds continue to flow over the cliffs just as they did long before humans appeared. And above those clouds, an ancient world quietly continues to exist on its own terms. As if growing directly out of a cliff higher than a 30-story building. A massive rock formation envelopes the ancient fortress walls behind it, making the castle and the mountain seem almost fused into one. Standing before this place, it feels as though you are looking at a structure that does not belong to its own era. Predjama Castle was built directly in front of a cave entrance set into a cliff more than 100 meters high, a location almost unmatched by any other medieval castle in Europe. Hidden behind its walls is a natural cave system stretching for several kilometers through the heart of the mountain. During times of war, these passages allowed those inside to transport food and information without being detected by besieging forces. In the 15th century, Erasmus of Lug used this secret network of caves to resist a siege that lasted for months, turning Predjama into one of the most difficult fortresses in the region to conquer. Enemy forces could control the entire area in front of the castle and still be unable to cut off supplies reaching those inside. Predjama demonstrates that sometimes the strongest fortress is not built on a mountain, it becomes part of the mountain itself. Amid the arid Afar desert of Ethiopia, there exists a place where the ground seems to have never truly cooled. Days of this ancient world. The Danakil Depression opens like a gigantic crack across the earth. Heat, toxic gases, and vividly colored acid pools turn the entire landscape into some more like an alien world than a place meant for humanity. No trees. Only fractured ground and the feeling that whatever lies beneath your feet has never stopped moving. At Dallo, sulfur and salt crystallize into strange formations that unreal. Hot steam continuously rises from fissures, making every breath feel heavy, and heat from the Earth's very core. But Danakil is not terrifying only because or toxic gases. This place feels primitive, unfinished. Nature were still in the middle of writing this planet. When night falls, Berta begins to glow. One of the few continuously active lava lakes in silently through the darkness, burning red like the exposed heartbeat of the earth. And amid a place that seems to resist nearly every condition for life, the Afar people still endure, crossing harsh salt fields as if humanity had long ago learned the planet's most unforgiving side. Amid the endless dunes of the Namib Desert, European-style houses still stand silently beneath the harsh sunlight. Sand pours through windows, covers entire floors, and turns abandoned rooms into part of the desert itself. In the early 20th century, the discovery of diamonds transformed Kolmanskop into one of the wealthiest settlements in southern Africa. In a region where survival was almost impossible, people built hospitals, schools, a theater, and luxurious German-style villas. A modern town emerged in the middle of the desert as if by the impossible. But that prosperity did not last forever. As new diamond deposits were discovered elsewhere, residents began to leave. By the middle of the 20th century, Kolmanskop had been almost completely abandoned. No one remained. Only the desert wind continued its work, year after year. The strangest part is that this town was not destroyed by war or natural disaster. Instead, grain by grain, the sand quietly swallowed the houses from within, turning an entire town into part of the desert. Kolmanskop is a reminder that what humanity builds in a few decades can be erased by nature in absolute silence. And that process is still continuing today. If seen only in a photograph, many people would assume this is a structure created through visual effects. But among the mountains of Colombia, this place truly exists. Gothic spires rise from stone and empty space, while the river below continues to flow through a gorge hundreds of meters deep. Las Lajas Sanctuary stands within the Guaitara River Canyon in southern Colombia, a location where most structures would never be built. Rather than standing on a hilltop or in a grand open square like many churches, it was constructed directly beside a sheer cliff face and connected to the outside world by a bridge spanning the deep canyon. The present sanctuary was built over several decades during the early 20th century. Amid the rugged terrain of the Andes, transporting materials and carrying out construction was an enormous challenge. Yet in the end, one of the most extraordinary religious structures in South America emerged from the mountains. But what makes Las Lajas unforgettable is not its size or architecture. It is the feeling that the sanctuary was not placed upon the mountain. It seems as though it has always belonged to it. As mist slowly drifts through the canyon, the stone towers gradually blend into the green cliffs behind them. And in the final moment before disappearing from sight, Las Lajas leaves visitors wondering whether they have just seen a work of human hands or something that nature itself has hidden among the mountains. Stretching for more than 1,200 kilometers across some of the highest mountains in Central Asia, this is one of the most isolated roads on Earth. Ahead lie snow-covered mountain ranges extending all the way to the horizon. But the true scale of this place only becomes clear once the journey begins. Pamir Highway crosses the Pamir Mountains, where many sections of the route lie at elevations exceeding 4,000 meters above sea level. The air grows thinner, and every movement seems to slow down. Then the signs of the modern world gradually disappear. There are stretches of road where no major town appears for hours, leaving only rock, wind, and vast open space extending in every direction. The isolation here is almost tangible, yet amid this harsh landscape, small villages have endured for generations. From a distance, they resemble tiny points of light scattered across an immense sea of mountains, a reminder that people can find ways to live even in places that seem impossible. And then there comes a moment when every sense of distance begins to change. Mountains that appear to be just ahead may still be hours away. In that ancient land, the road is only a thin line on the map, but traveling across it can make the entire world seem larger than before. Amid the arid deserts of Rajasthan, a colossal structure suddenly opens beneath the ground. Thousands of stone steps are stacked upon one another, forming geometric patterns that seem to repeat endlessly. From the edge of the well, the structure looks more like a gateway descending into the earth than a place where people once sought water for survival. Yet this is neither a palace nor a temple. Chand Baori was built around the 8th century to store water in the harsh, dry environment of Rajasthan. A necessity for survival gave rise to one of India's most extraordinary structures. What is most astonishing is its scale. The stepwell is approximately 20 meters deep and contains more than 3,500 stone steps arranged in perfect symmetry from the rim to the bottom. The longer one looks, the more unbelievable the structure becomes. But this place was not used solely for collecting water. For centuries, local people gathered, rested, and escaped the desert heat within its walls. A well gradually became the center of an entire community, and then the truth behind the structure becomes clear. One of the most striking geometric constructions in the world was created simply to preserve water. The water at the bottom of the well would come and go with the seasons of drought. But the sense of wonder left behind by the structure seems never to have run dry. Across the vast deserts of the Arabian Peninsula, stone facades suddenly emerge from the sand and wind. Intricately carved doorways still stand after more than 2,000 years. But behind them lies absolute silence. At first glance, this place appears to be a forgotten city abandoned in the desert. In reality, Mada'in Saleh was once a major trading center of the Nabateans, the civilization that controlled the ancient incense routes across the Middle East. Today, more than 100 tombs remain scattered among enormous sandstone formations. Each facade was carved directly into the rock with astonishing precision, despite the harsh environment that has weathered this landscape for centuries. Yet the most striking aspect is not what remains. It is what has disappeared. The roads once filled with travelers, the exchanges that once took place, and the community that once thrived here now exist only in imagination. And then a strange realization emerges. Those stone doorways have remained open for thousands of years. But the people who walked through them vanished long ago. As the sun sinks behind the ancient sandstone formations, darkness slowly fills the empty entrances. As though the desert is quietly closing the final chapter of a world that departed long ago. And somewhere beyond the familiar horizons, even stranger, rarer, and more unbelievable landscapes are still waiting to be discovered. And that is where the next journey begins.